Hello, my Teaserking family. How is everybody today? I have to do something later, so I'm coming on now. College football, our pro game yesterday. Well, let's go through the results. College, Louisville 28-14, Maryland 20-9. What did we learn? James Madison's probably not too bad. Maryland's about what we thought. All right. So, what did we learn? Well, Louisville. James Madison. These teams aren't as bad as you think, especially with NIL, because they're getting players also. The best players go to Ohio State and Alabama, but then the next level, they're probably picking up somebody decent, although they do lose a lot of their players. Maryland 20-9. Northern Illinois, good defense, no offense, just about what you'd expect. NFL, San Diego 27, KC 21. We had the under in the game. The over-under was 46.5. So we're under 52.5, and it was a 48. So we made it. I think we're okay, even if they scored a touchdown and made it 27-25. I think we're 43. Anyway, so we're 2-0 in the pros. Philly, Dallas, San Diego, KC, a little higher than I thought. I got to watch the game. But, I stayed away from KC. I didn't like the 3. Had it been 2.5, I probably would have played KC in 3.5. But I went to the under instead, as they both have good defenses. And frankly, I'm shocked San Diego put up 27 on them. KC's got Philadelphia next week. I don't know if I'm running to KC there. A lot depends on the point spread. We'll talk pros tomorrow. Let's go through the college lines right now. So you got a free pick, Kansas. You do have one lock college pro today, and then you got 3 pro locks tomorrow. So let me just write this down. So Louisville, 28-14. Total was 56. James Madison, balanced, mostly a running offense. And then Maryland 20-9. And you can see 279 yards for Northern Illinois, Maryland 370 before the game. So you can see that wasn't going to be an offensive explosion like some of the other games we're playing today. All right, so let's quickly look at the line, and we'll quickly look at the injuries. We got Penn State, 41.5, 53.5, hasn't changed. Texas Tech, 48.5. And 60.5, that really hasn't changed. North Carolina State, 354.5, hasn't moved. Texas, 37.5, 52.5. That's up from 36. The total is the same. I just don't see Arch Manning. He doesn't really look very good. They're going to go beat somebody by 40 points. The San Jose State's going to be a well-coached team here. Liberty, 6.5, 50.5. There it is. That's about the same line. Jacksonville State. Pitt 22.5, 49.5. The total is down from 51. We'll call it 49. Central played a very low-scoring game with San Jose State. Pitt played a high-scoring game and didn't get a lot of yards. Probably a lot of turnovers. Iowa State 3.5, 43.5, up from 41. And, hard to figure there. Let me take a quick look at the line. 3.5. Yeah, now it's 3.5 everywhere. 43.5. I don't know. I mean, my gut says Iowa State to win. Just like they do with Kansas State, but it'll probably be close. This is rivalry. It's a tough one, but it's not an under like we've been playing it. We've always played it under. I don't see that today. Syracuse 757.5. Line stayed the same. SMU 364.5. That line hasn't moved. Illinois 2.5, 48.5. 48. I'll call it 49. I have a strange play on this game. At first, I looked at Illinois, and I know they're good this year, but then I watched the Duke-Elon game, and I kind of like Duke here. 548 yards offense. They're not going to get blown out at home. So it should be a good game. Indiana 35.5, 52.5 to Kennesaw State. Stayed the same. Florida State's got East Texas A&M, a new team, East Texas A&M. The real Texas A&M, 31.5, 56.5. The total moved up from 53.5 to 56.5. Wow. Old Miss 8.5, 49.5. Where is the old Mississippi's? Uh, 8.5, 49.5. It was 10. So Old Miss money. The Sharps are betting on Old Miss, or betting on Kentucky. And the total is down from 51 to 50. 636 yards by Old Miss against a real team. They played Georgia State, not Division II, and Kentucky beat Toledo 17-10, 300 yards of offense. So it's always Kentucky's defense here at home. Could give them a game, maybe not. Missouri 649.5 to Kansas. This is your free play. Take Kansas plus the 12. I just think they're the better team. I think this line's way too high. I don't see injuries, but we'll review that. And I just think Kansas looks really good. The quarterback looks really good. Their defense looks really good. Missouri beat a high school team. So from what I can tell, I like Kansas. Navy 21, 58.5. Line hasn't moved. North Texas 10, 55.5. North Texas 10, 55.5. This moved way down. This was 59, 55.5. Western's not very good. They played Michigan State 9.5, 10. Oregon State 2.5, 45.5. 45.5. This went lower too. I believe it was 47.5. Fresno State ran the ball a lot last week, so maybe they'll try to run it. Oregon State will be better against the run. So Clemson 31.5, 51.5. Down from 33. Clemson should bounce back. Troy, decent team, 400 yards of offense, mostly running. I don't think they'll be able to run on Clemson. Clemson's 261 is misleading because they played a good LSU defense. That shows you how good LSU's defense is. Rutgers, 14-45.5. That really hasn't moved. Cincinnati, 23.5, 45.5. Cincinnati was 21, now 23 and 45.5, down from 46.5. Bowling Green, they're both pretty much under teams. We'll see. But I think Bowling Green's is bad. Oregon, 27.5, 55.5. This also dropped from 58. I'm seeing the totals go down a lot for some reason. Don't know. UTSA, 464.5. That's been what it's at. That should be a very entertaining game. I love UTSA's quarterback. And Texas State, they have a good coach, so they always score a limit. Colorado, 23.5, 49.5. That's about the same against Delaware. We're going to find out how good Delaware is because they're Division II, moving up to Division I, and Colorado's pretty good. Ohio State, 55 to Grambling. Amazing. So what was the point of playing Texas if you're going to play Grambling the next week? Wisconsin, 28.5, 44.5. That line hasn't moved. West Virginia, 358.5 to Ohio. From Ohio. West Virginia they got 600 yards the first week. Ohio got 440 against the good Rutgers team. So this could be a good game. Florida, 18.5, 57.5, up from 17, up from 54. So a lot of line movement here by the Sharps. They're waiting until the last day. Arkansas minus 23.5, 63.5. That line hasn't moved. In conjunction, I bet my totals on Monday or Tuesday. It was like, no, I like them, and I bet them. I don't need to wait till Friday night to do it. Marshall, 8.5, 54.5. I don't know how they can be favored over anybody. It was 10 down to 8.5. 50.5 down from 56.5. Missouri State's hard to figure because they had to play USC and they gave up 1,000 points. Marshall's not going to get 20 on them because Marshall can't. They're terrible. Old Dominion, they're playing North Carolina, something else. The Florida A&M Rattlers, Campbell. Utah gets Cal Poly. All right. North Carolina, 14, 49.5. 14, 49.5. North Carolina's pretty bad against TCU. Does not have a great defense. They got 119 yards on them. I think they are not going to have an offense. Charlotte had 218, and Charlotte stinks. Army, Kansas State, 16.5, 47.5. 16.5, 47. It's hard to say. Army got in trouble. They threw a few interceptions last week. So we'll see what they do against K-State. K-State barely beat a Division II team. So this game could be closer than you think. Memphis, 14, 57.5. Number really didn't change much to Georgia State, who's terrible. Tulane, 13.5, 51.5. This is up from 10. Look at this movement, 13.5. Wow. The total stayed. South Alabama has a good offense. Major Applewhite. Tulane looks strong. We'll see. Toledo 758.5 to Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky 500 yards a game. The new quarterback for Abilene Christians, 8 touchdowns, 0 picks. They did play nobody. They did play. What did they play? Sam Houston, who's pretty bad this year, and a Division II. But still, it's Toledo, and this should be a pretty even game, I think. Houston 39.5 to Rice. Virginia Tech 1.5, 44.5 to my Vanderbilt. That total's down from 47. These totals, it's weird. They're just going down. Let's see. Is it just this bookie? Yeah, you can get 2. They're all 2.5s with Virginia Tech. Favored totals 45.5, 44. Yeah, it's 44, 45.5. LSU 36.5, 49.5. $37 total down to, we'll call it 50. LSU, I don't think they'll be flat today. I think they'll just come on. They got the Clemson win, and they're just going to go. Do not look for them to fall or be flat because of the Clemson win, especially at home. And it's a night game at Death Valley. Michigan State 3.5, 45.5. Who knows? They played pretty good defense against Western. Boston College, on the other hand, they got 365 yards. I don't know. They look pretty good so far, but we'll see. Auburn 43.5, 52.5. Big number. But I like their running quarterback. He scored a lot of touchdowns on Baylor, so we'll see. It's a big number, though. Be careful. Nebraska 33.5, 47.5. The number really didn't move. Akron's pretty bad. Nebraska will suffocate them with their defense. Arizona State, Old Mississippi State. Arizona State 6.5, 58.5. We'll see. Old Mississippi State had some offense against Southern Miss last week. Now they play against a real boy, real game. Oklahoma, let's get the real line here. It says 5.5, 43.5. 5.5 is your number. And 43.5. Should be a very good game. I don't know. We'll see how good underwear is, but I think overall, I think this is. I'm not buying Oklahoma's all that good. I don't like the coach. I have no idea about Michigan's coach, and but I like the quarterback, so he should be okay. We'll see. He looked okay last week against New Mexico. Had some good throws. He's also can run. Oklahoma probably blitz him all day. So this will be a telltale sign of how good he is. USC 28, 60.5 to Georgia Southern, who got killed by Fresno State 42-14 last week. Alabama 35.5, 49 to Lou Monroe. And I don't know if Alabama can score 35 points. I do not like their quarterback. He does not look good at all. I'd wait and see with Alabama. I know they came off of a terrible loss to Florida State, but I'm not smelling what they're cooking. UCLA 1.5, 54 to Vegas. I'm not sure you got the right team favored in this game. Vegas looked very impressive. 450 yards on a balanced offense. UCLA 220. Now they played Utah, so we'll get a better feel for them. But they're a road favorite. I don't know. Vegas has been good for a while now. Tulsa 3.5, 52.5 to New Mexico State. Good luck there. New Mexico State, not much offense. BYU 20.5, 44.5. Very strong defense, a freshman quarterback, and they ran the ball down whoever's throat they played last week. Stanford, not a very good team. It's about right. It's at BYU. Washington State 1.5, 46.5 to San Diego State. Washington State had no offense. San Diego State looks pretty good with the new coach. We will see. Again, we need to learn. And Hawaii 749.5. The quarterback had a high ankle sprain, but he played a little last week. He had it 2 weeks ago, and it looks like he's playing this week, so I don't know. Hey, Nick. Thank you. Good luck to you, Nick. Liking UNLV as a live dog. Okay. Good luck on that. Hi, David. How are you? Well, Kansas is the free play. I love Kansas. Very strong, good quarterback in Daniels this year. He was always kind of couldn't throw it very well, but he was a decent runner. Now he's learned how to throw, so look out for that. I think they should win the game straight out, Kansas, so we'll see. Michigan, I think that'll be a good game. I don't know. Nowadays, these freshman quarterback are much more capable of coming in. He played the whole game in New Mexico. Wasn't too bad. I mean, they scored 34 points. You can't really blame them for not scoring 50. It's the play calling. I like Michigan's running attack and their defense today would be the key. All right, let's look at any injuries. And I'm going to go quick here because we don't care about Akron. All right, Alabama. A DL is out. See, they got a lot of questionables, and I think the questionables play, but when they actually say out, then that's what I'm going to look at. App State, running back out, but we don't know if he's a starter or a fifth stringer on a kickoff return. So more of the bigger teams we will know. Arizona State, no. Arkansas, wide receiver out, a D lineman out, another wide receiver out. But we don't know if these are starters yet. Plus, it doesn't matter. We'll see how they play without these guys. Army, E. Washington, the quarterback's out with the knee. Maybe he's the guy who threw the 2 interceptions. I don't know. Coleman, the other quarterback, is probable. So we'll see him today and see what he's like. Auburn, Alston, running back, out with the shoulder. Baylor, wide receiver, doubtful. Running back, Pendergrass, I think he's good. Out with the foot, and the safety's out. But Baylor's got a ton. Another running back's doubtful, Hagman. So they got 2 running backs pretty much out, a wide receiver out. That could affect Baylor. But I love the quarterback, Robertson. They'll be fine. Let's see. Some of these teams have look at Buffalo. They've got 20 guys out. I mean, this is crazy. Tight end, 2 guards. 2 wide receivers, a linebacker, cornerback, another linebacker, but it's Buffalo. So I don't even know what you do with these. And these are all August 28th. I don't know if they're kicked off the team. You can't get this many guys undisclosed out on August 28th. BYU, nobody out. Let's see. Clemson, a running back out. The rest are questionable. Colorado, Hayden, the running back, I've heard of him. He's doubtful, as is the wide receiver, Miller, doubtful. Well, poor Primetime might have to play. Let's see. Delaware, no. Duke. Safety for Duke's out. Moore, is he a starter? We don't know. They used to have it where they would highlight it if it was a starter. which would be nice. So you could, you see a guy out and you don't know what it means. The Gators, Florida, one wide receiver out with the knee. Langway, the quarterback's probable. Florida State, tight end, running back, linebacker are all out. I love when they're undisclosed. Let's see, Georgia, nothing. That's good. Georgia Tech, they don't even play today, or it's Division II. They got a running back, Alexander, out. That's it. Houston, running back, Sanford, out. Illinois, cornerback, out. Another cornerback, out. Running back, out. Offensive guard, out. Tight end, out. Again, we don't know if they're first teamers or third stringers, but you're playing Duke, who can throw the ball really good with this Tulane quarterback, Mensah, and you got two cornerbacks out, another questionable. Yeah, Duke's going to hang around, I think, in that game. Indiana, wide receiver, out. Iowa, offensive guard, out. Wide receiver, out. Running back, out. They keep having wide receiver injuries in Iowa. They got another one out and another one questionable. Iowa State, defensive lineman out. A lot of questionables. They're all going to be playing against Iowa. I just have a feel Iowa's good. Iowa State's going to be good there, but you want to take the dog in a game, and I don't want to go under in the game. I think Rocco Brecht's going to score too much, so I can't. I don't want to go under there. I didn't play it, but that's my feel. Kansas, linebacker out, defensive lineman out. That's it. Daniels is playing. That's all I care about. Kansas State, nothing. Kent State, who really cares? They're terrible anyway. A bunch of questionables. Two guards are out. Kentucky, wide receiver out, running back out, two more wide receivers. So Kentucky's got three wide receivers out and a running back. So now you know why they get 200 yards a game. They don't have a wide receiver. So against Ole Miss, yeah, we'll see. It's all going to be running defense. Liberty quarterback, R. Berger, he's not their starter, out. Lou Lafayette Howard was going to be their starter, out with an oblique. So that's why Lou Lafayette lost to Rice last week. Let's see. Louisville played LSU. Bobby's going to play. That's good. Hill, wide receiver, out. Lindsey, running back, out. A couple other wide receivers are questionable. Maryland already played. Memphis, cornerback, out. Wide receiver, out. Michigan, a bunch of questionables. An offensive guard. But look at all these. There's got to be 20 questionables. I don't understand this. There was teams last year that would you'd have 25 guys. Wisconsin, you had 25 guys on questionable. I don't know what it means. Michigan State, defensive lineman, cornerback, out. Tight end, out. Offensive guard, out. Well, it can't help you if these guys are out, but we don't know if they're starters. But it does hurt you on the the rest of the depth charts. Minnesota, linebacker, D lineman, out. And they date it. So this is August 28th. So as we get into September, does it matter? Well, we'll see. But next week, August 28th, they've already played without him. So we'll get a feel for it. Ole Miss, two cornerbacks are out today. Offensive guard and a wide receiver are out. Another wide receiver out. The tight end's out. So they got two corners out, two wide receivers out, and a tight end out. So this I don't know that they'll score 70 points here. Missouri, Sam Horn, cornerback, out with the leg, but I don't believe he's their starter. Or maybe he was the starter, but they had somebody else. Missouri State gets on the board. A tight end out. Let's see. Big Nebraska, Gomer Pyle, their offensive guards out. Benny Hill, their cornerbacks out. Linebacker out. A tight end out. New Mexico, wide receiver out. Another wide receiver out. They lose a lot of wide receivers, I see. Northern Illinois played last night. North Carolina. Gio Lopez is their starting quarterback. Questionable with a back. An offensive guard out with the foot. Northwestern, nothing. Notre Dame, I don't think they play today, so we don't care. Ohio, nothing. Ohio State plays Grambling, we don't care. Oklahoma, a couple of questionable knees and legs, but nobody's out. 3 wide receivers are questionable. I'm sure they'll play, but they're questionable. Oklahoma State, Henji, the quarterback, I don't believe he's their starter. They got a freshman starter, Oklahoma State. They're going to be in trouble at Oregon, I believe. And a wide receiver's out. Oregon, speak of the devil, wide receiver Gressom's out. Wide receiver Stewart's out. Wide receiver Dickey out. Cornerback out. So they got 3 wide receivers out, Oregon. Now we'll see what the box score tells us tomorrow if they have other receivers that did a lot. Usually they do. Oregon State, a guard out, 2 cornerbacks out, and a wide receiver out. A lot of wide receivers. This guy's got an Achilles. They're usually feet and knees. And when we look at the pros on Monday for injuries, there are going to be a ton of them. We don't want to get them injured in preseason, but we'll get them injured in week 1. Penn State. Let's see. Wide receiver out. Saunders. Pittsburgh. 2 linebackers out and a running back. Purdue out with a leg. Wide receiver. Rutgers defensive line, offensive guard out. Another cornerback and a wide receiver. The wide receiver was out in July, so that doesn't matter. We've already passed him. Sam Houston, the Bearcats, K-A-T, the B-E-A-R-K-A-T-S, the Bearcats. They don't know how to spell cat. SMU wide receiver, Hudson, doubtful. Tyler Van Dyke is on SMU. He's out with the knee still, but interesting. He went to SMU. Good place for him if he can get healthy. South Carolina, D lineman, 2 D linemen, 3 D linemen out, linebacker, cornerback, and a guard, but I don't think they play anybody today or Division II. Stanford, wide receiver out. Syracuse, wide receiver out. Offensive guard out. TCU, a linebacker out. Tennessee doesn't play. Texas, wide receiver Mosley, doubtful with the leg. Offensive guard out with the knee. A&M, a guard and a wide receiver out. T-Tech, wow. They got like 15 guys out. Safety, another safety, a cornerback, linebacker, another linebacker, D lineman, 3 offensive guards, 4 offensive guards, and a quarterback, Jones. They do get 2 cornerbacks back, so I don't know. We got to watch Texas Tech. They got like 15 guys out. Now, a lot of them are undisclosed, happened September 3rd, so I'm wondering if they're on suspension or something. We'll keep an eye on Texas Tech, but stay away from them. Toledo, nothing. They're just questionable guys. UCF, their starting quarterback, Cam Fancher, is out, but I don't think they play today or it's Division II. UCLA, nothing, a lot of questionables. UMass, even when they're healthy, they don't have anybody. USC, Strachan, the wide receiver's out. Running back, Jackson, doubtful. The kicker's out. The cornerback's out. Another cornerback's probable. We'll see. Utah's fine. UTEP, linebacker, wide receiver out. Vanderbilt. As long as Dagiopov is playing, I don't care about anybody else. Tight end probable, wide receiver probable, defensive lineman probable, and nobody out. Virginia, cornerback out and 2 guards out. VTech, questionable. Washington, wide receiver out. Evans. Washington State, wide receiver out with the foot. West Virginia, Wisconsin. Their starting quarterback's doubtful. Edwards. Quarterback doubtful. Wyoming, running back out. D lineman out, which we don't know who they are anyway. So there you have it. Nothing too bad on the injury. A lot of totals moved today. Not really worried about it. Kansas. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 plays, and I could easily add 3 that I am thinking about. And we'll see if we add them. Yeah, it's a goodie box here. Anyway, 1 lock today, 3 locks tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day. Again, San Diego beats KC, and I don't know if Kansas City is going to win the division. I know you people like betting on strange things like that, but they got, I think, Philadelphia next week, and they got 2 with San Diego and 2 with Denver. Even the Raiders can maybe squeeze 1 out. So I don't know. I was surprised yesterday that San Diego put up 27 points. Mahomes, this is week 1, and this is because you didn't play in the preseason. Herbert, I don't know. I got to see the highlights. I haven't seen them yet. And that's about it. So gold, 35.90. It touched 3,600 for a minute, and then it fell back to 35.90, and it ended there. I do expect to pound over 3,600 and then run up to 37 on the way to 4,000, which we will get very soon. We watched Mark McGuire yesterday, so he did say COMEX is breaking apart, that they have to be Basel III and they have to go from there. So that's what we got with COMEX. BRICS, everybody keeps joining. Gold. The gold demand is huge. Look for the gold to keep going up. I think that's about it. So you've got your college. You've got your free pick, Kansas. We won our free pick, Philadelphia. So if you put Philly with Kansas, you already have a live Kansas play. And then a bunch of other good games. And, we're trying to learn week 1. We try to stay with the cream mostly, although, we snuck in like Utah State last week, Utah killing UCLA and things like that. So in the beginning, we can see the coaching changes. Temple nailed that one. They won by 40 points. They got the new coach. So you kind of look at a good coach like Indy. Their coach came from James Madison, and they only lost 1 game last year. So you try to watch that. The coach is critical. The quarterback's second critical. Then you might have a strong defense. So this is what Penn State's problem is. They don't have a good coach. They don't have a good quarterback. And even the running backs, I looked, they only got 1,000 yards last year. Well, they played in 15, 16 games. That's when you had 12 games, 1,000 yards was good. Then it was 14. Now it's 17 in pros. 1,000 yards, you need 1,500 to be anything in the pros now. Anyway, I have to get going. Have to go pick up my friend, and that's it. So, good luck today. If you need me, reach out. Get my email on www.teaserking.com. Again, 2-0 in the pros. We hit Philly, and then we hit the under yesterday. So far, so good. Didn't play a college game yesterday. Thought about who was the first one? I thought about the Northern Illinois under because they don't score and they always have a good defense. 20-9. The total was 47. But I hear these radio guys and they say, "Oh, these games were under, so bet under." No. You got to play each game individually. The under teams are going to play under. The over teams are going to play over. You can't sit there and say, "Well, these 3 games are under, so I'm going to play under." I mean, it doesn't work like that. Anyway, good luck to you today, and I'll be back tomorrow. Should be okay. I don't know. Shouldn't be a problem. My elbow's killing me. I don't know what I did. I think I have gout in my elbow instead of my feet. I don't know. I don't know what I'm eating. I'm not eating sweets, so it was maybe hamburgers. I don't know. Anyway, I took my pills and everything else, so we'll see. Anyway, have a good day. Enjoy your football. Again, www.teaserking.com. I got 4 locks going this week. Bon appetit. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Good luck to you.